Hello everyone. Today, as you know, that our topic is about the Mauryan Empire, the Mauryan dynasty. It is the dynasty which was the first big empire which ruled over India. It ruled not only over the parts which are under the Indian mainland, but over those areas as well which lie beyond the Indian natural frontiers. This Mauryan Empire, I will try to give you a brief introduction about this dynasty before proceeding towards the topics which we will deal separately. We will deal with each topic, section wise. Here, as far as the introduction of this Mauryan dynasty is concerned, this dynasty was founded in 321 BC by a king known as Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of this dynasty, Mauryan dynasty, which he founded in 321 BC, after killing the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty, which was known as Dhanananda. This Nanda dynasty was the important dynasty which ruled over the Magadhan Empire, and this Nanda dynasty was overthrown by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of a clever politician, a clever diplomat. During those times he was known as Kautilya. Kautilya is also known as Chanakya. Chanakya was the prime minister of Chandragupta Maurya. He guided him and provided the much needed technical help to the Chandragupta Maurya when he used to found his empire, this Mauryan Empire. This Chandragupta Maurya was the powerful king of this dynasty who led the foundation of this Mauryan Empire, and after consolidating his position at Magad, after consolidating his position at the Ganga Valley, the land of Ganga, he moved towards the northwest portions of the Indian subcontinent. These parts were ruled at that time by the Greeks. As you know, Alexander recently had retreated from India. Alexander, after conquering these portions of the Indian mainland, he went back towards his homeland, but he divided his kingdom in the Asian parts between the various generals. Here one important general was Seleucus Nicator. Seleucus Nicator was the important Greek general at that time towards the northwestern parts of India. And Chandragupta Maurya proceeded from these portions towards these areas so that he could brought these areas as well under his control. In these designs, he was here as well, helped by this Kautilya. The battle started between the Chandragupta Maurya and the Seleucus Nicator, in this area. And after a brief war, a treaty was concluded, an agreement was signed between these two. And the war was concluded favorably towards Chandragupta Maurya. A marriage alliance was also forged between the two, although it's not known who married to whom. However, we are generally being saying by the historians that the treaty highly favored this Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya also gave some gifts to Seleucus Nicator, like he gave him some 500 elephants in the form of gifts to Seleucus Nicator. And Seleucus Nicator, also provided him an ambassador. He sent an ambassador called Megasthenes. He sent an ambassador, Megasthenes, to the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and it was this Megasthenes who left an incredible account about the history of India during those times. That history of India is known as Indica. Indica is an important treatise, important book which provides important information about the socio-political system of India during those times. It was written by Megasthenes in Greek language. In Greek language. This information, Indica, as well as the information in the form of Kautilya's account, that is known as Arthashastra, which we will deal separately. हम separately पढ़ेंगे मेगास्थीन्स के बारे में भी और अर्थशास्त्र के बारे में भी, तो उसमें हमें clear picture हो जाएगी कि what type of information it provides to us. Here about this introduction, you must remember that it was Chandragupta Maurya who led the foundation of this Mauryan dynasty in India after subduing the powers at Magadha, as well as after defeating the powers which were ruling over this northwestern portions of the Indian subcontinent. Then Chandragupta Maurya, remember this thing that he was a Jain follower. Chandragupta Maurya was a Jain. He believed in Jainism, and towards the end of his life, that is towards around 298 BC, he left his kingdom. He left his kingdom and gave his throne, gave his powers to his son. He was known as Bindusara. Bindusara was his son, and he ruled from 297 BC up to 272 BC. When this Chandragupta decided to renounce his empire, renounce his throne, he decided to move towards the southern India with a Jain monk. He was known as Bhadrabahu. He left his kingdom towards the southern portions with the Jain monk known as Bhadrabahu. There he died. There Chandragupta died. How he died? He adopted a typical Jain practice. This starvation till death. That practice is known as Salekhana. Salekhana is a practice in Jainism which is a starvation, which is a person has not to eat anything till he dies. He performed that practice. He practiced Salekhana there, and he's buried. Chandragupta Maurya is there. He's lying there at a place called Stravana Bagola, somewhere in Bangalore. So वहाँ पे जो है इसकी death होती है. So remember these things about Chandragupta Maurya. Then we have his successor. He was known as Bindusara. About Bindusara, there are two important informations which you need to remember. One important information is that it is said about him that he conquered the land between two seas. He conquered the land between two seas. These seas were, this was the peninsular area. This was the peninsular India, and he conquered this area. It said about Bindusara that he conquered the land between the Arabian Sea and between the Bay of Bengal. It said about him, this Bindusara. Again, he maintained the cordial and friendly relations with the kings of other countries, like the kings of Syria, like the kings of Greece. He maintained cordial relations with them, and he exchanged ambassadors, and he exchanged various gifts between there was an exchange of gifts and personals between these two areas, these two kingdoms, the kingdom of Greece, Syria, and the kingdom of India during those times. However, it said that Ashoka killed his father. It said that Ashoka killed his father, and he usurped the throne. His successor now, it must be Ashoka. Okay. Therefore, we can say this Bindusara, he was succeeded. Bindusara was succeeded. After Bindusara, we have an important king about whom we will deal separately. It was Ashoka. He ruled India from 268 BC up to 232 BC. Now we will say that where are these 4 years from 272 and 268 BC? It said that there was a great war of succession between the brothers of Bindusara, and about them some Buddhist traditions also say that Ashoka killed his 99 brothers Then only he became the ruler of India. We will deal with that topic separately. We have to deal with Ashoka in a separate full lecture. Then only you will complete this, complete your understanding. So it was Ashoka. He is famous. He is famous for two important things. One is that he is famous for the Kalinga war, which he fought. Which he fought with the kingdom of Kalinga, which, according to his own terms, in which hundreds and thousands of people were killed and many more were wounded. He is famous for this Kalinga war, जिसको हम डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. This is only an introduction. Then he was the follower of Buddhism, and it was his policy of Dhamma. Ashoka's Dhamma जिसको कहेंगे. It was his policy of Dhamma which was inspired, which was affected, which was influenced by Buddhism, which he tried to propagate in India. He installed thousands of edicts at various places, thousands of pillars at various places, by help of which we are able to understand him, in a complete way. Then इसके बाद हमने पढ़ना है we have to focus upon the art of Mauryan Empire. Their art is very important. We still have the symbol Sarnath pillar inscription. We still have the symbols which are inspired by the Mauryan art. Then Ashoka was followed by various rulers like Kunala. Ashoka was followed by a ruler called Kunal. Kunala was a weak ruler, and in fact all the rulers which followed Ashoka, they were weak. And then last there was a ruler known as Brihadratha. Brihadratha was the last ruler of Mauryan dynasty. He was killed by his own general, which was known as Pushyamitra Sunga. This Pushyamitra Sunga, he killed the last Mauryan ruler, that was known as Brihadratha, and he led the foundation for another dynasty which is known as the Sunga dynasty. Alright? So, in this way, the Mauryan Empire, which ruled about 150 years, it came to an end when its last ruler Brihadratha was killed by Pushyamitra Sunga. So this was the introduction about about Mauryan Empire, and you have to remember these things. Now we will deal with each topic separately. Okay.